So, we knew, at least from that side point of view, that we would be okay, because we had enough there to make it last, what we both thought was going to be the amount of time that we needed. We still bounced around a few times before we found a place that did a longer term stay. So we stayed with my friend for the first night. We actually went to Indianapolis to see the eclipse. The solar eclipse was coming through. It's like an accident happened on a Thursday, and we left on Friday.
We had plans to go.
So you just continue with the plans.
Well, yeah.
We thought about it, and of course, my mom specifically, I love her, but I think she was a little traumatized and wanted us to not leave and just to stay close to home. And you got a lot going on, but we kind of were coming at it from this other angle of why would we sit here and sulk about it, and why would we take away this really, really cool experience from our kids, and instead of maybe we could overshadow a really traumatic event with a really cool memory.
Yes, I'm with you there.
And so we did. We went, and the kids did great, and it was kind of a nice to escape reality for just a few days. And then, we came back and knew we were coming back and had to, hunker down and deal with this. But it was nice just right after to kind of just physically remove ourselves from it. And we knew that nothing was going to happen overnight with things with the house and stuff. So we found a really, really good Airbnb right across from her school. The people that owned the Airbnb were the neighbors and actually had a daughter in her grade that she knew. So it was about as perfect of a situation as we could have never wanted.
You're right.
And I had another friend named Eden.
There were lots of kids in the neighborhood.
Diagonally across from us.
So great temporary situation. Our insurance initially wanted to try and put us in a long-term stay hotel with 3 children and 2 dogs. And we were pretty quick to shut that down and said, no, we need a house and a backyard. And we're pretty avid Airbnb users. So we were quick to say, nope, we're going to find a more cozy place.
And that was probably one of the most stressful things, is dealing with the insurance company, because we kind of got that, not necessarily, they just kind of put up these roadblocks of sorts and just kind of tell you, what you're allowed and not allowed to do, as opposed to just, so you kind of, want to progress, but, you also, I'm glad we kind of, advocated for ourselves and really pushed it to make sure we, got what we needed to get through.
Insurance is a business like anything else, and I understand if something costs money, they're going to want to pay the least
amount of money,
right? And so that was just stressful in my thinking. We are, I don't know if we're well versed or educated enough or know what our rights are, kind of deal. But we fought back about a few things, and what just really ground my gears was that people don't know that they can do that. And sometimes they just can't. They just take what the insurance company gives them, and they can get more.
One of the things that I think we learned through the process that I think is part of what could change is just better education of like a consumer rights when you get a homeowner's insurance, and better understanding of what you're allowed to have, what you're really entitled to have by paying for this product, right? We just kind of sometimes overlook it, and when we sign up, homeowners insurance, I got quotes. We usually go with the lower amount because that's kind of what you see day in and day out, and you don't really think about, well, what am I actually getting? What are my coverage terms? So, I don't know where you'd pick that up other than, just life experiences of sorts. But if there's a way to educate people more on that, I think that would have been huge, especially the other side of it, that we didn't really know this at all until I think Audrey found this out, is that there's public adjusters that then kind of you contract that with them to help advocate for the repairs of your house. So it's an adjuster that represents you as opposed to an adjuster that represents the insurance company. So they'll help to show the proof of why you need more money. Our general contractor, his quotes was extremely high level. He was, kind of didn't have much documentation for it. But they were able, the flood adjusters were able to kind of validate why we needed some extra money to do some of the repair work. So, that was definitely a huge learning experience for us on that side of things.
It's almost like people should automatically be given the option, or at least the education. Like as soon as a homeowner's insurance claim is open, something should be said about, by the way, you're also welcome to hire somebody to advocate on your behalf. But that's never said, because the insurance company, I'm sure that there's good purposes of insurance companies, and I'm sure that there's good stories, but they're there to pay the least amount that they can, but they tell you that they're taking care of you.
Yes, we're always on your side, right?
They're advocating for you. Like, that's not necessarily the case. And I think about, this is homeowners insurance. There's other types of insurances that other people are dealing with in Western North Carolina and everywhere, but flood insurance, some people, there's certain words that you can't say or else it'll get denied. It's like, oh, is this water damage or is this a flood? Like, there's just all this legalese and the in between the lines and the policies and it's really just not written in favor of the customer who is loyally paying, their monthly premium. And then you get into, like, some of these people had rental properties and rental insurance versus homeowners insurance. So there's just a lot of ways that people could get the short end of the stick when they've already gotten the short end of the stick because they're in the situation to begin with.
Pretty good. We've been able to settle back in and finish moving in and getting things kind of situated.
I think our context for stress is different now. And that, not saying that nothing will ever top that, but it's going to take a lot to top that situation. And maybe absolutely actually made us more resilient, and knowing, what we can get through as a family and what our kids can show us as far as resilience, and helping them helping us as much as we helped them to get through it. But yeah, we're back in our house, and now comes like the normal house things, like needing a new water heater last week, and little things like that, but hopefully not any more cars crashing into our house.
Thank you for listening to this story from the Institute for Family Shine On North Carolina campaign. Hear the full story and discover how you can share your own by visiting our website at instituteforfamily.org.